Welcome, I'm Peter and I will talk about autonomous robots. If computers and robots start to make their own decisions, do we have a problem? Are you afraid of autonomous robots? Let's have a look. What does autonomous mean in this context? It means that there are no explicit instructions by a human being. As an example, if I tell the robot, bring me the knife in the kitchen, then the robot could do all kind of wrong things. The robot could give me the knife with the blade in front, and this could hurt me. If the robot passes the knife with the handle in front, this would be safer. But in some cultures, knives are not even passed from hand to hand in any way. For example, in Turkey, there the knife is always put to the table and another person can take the knife from the table. The superstition says that this avoids to have a fight later in life. For a robot, even without any superstition, this method could be the safest way to pass a knife to a human being. So now, do we need to tell the robot, bring me the knife that has a 2-inch long blade from the drawer, transport it through the kitchen in a way that it doesn't touch anything except the robot, and then give it to me by putting it on the table so that it touches the table but not me? Or do we even need to give more detailed instructions to avoid that the robot crashes with us on the way? If we think more about it, we see that autonomy is the only solution, that robots will be useful for us in everyday tasks. Everyday tasks where not expert pre-programming is necessary, but where common sense knowledge and understanding of human wishes is necessary. Just imagine you would have a servant that asks for every activity exactly how it's supposed to be performed. This servant would be totally useless. Nobody would want to have such a servant. The same is true for a robot. They have to think along. They have to understand our wishes and the consequences of their actions. Road traffic is one of the simplest situations where we have partially working AI systems. But in road traffic there are a lot of structures and rules, and most participants in road traffic obey to these rules and follow these structures. To clean up a household where a small kid is living, this requires a lot of improvisation. There are no structures and there are no rules. And you have to understand the consequences of your actions. Opening a door in the wrong moment or keeping the door open can be dangerous for the kid. To make robots useful for everyday tasks, they need to have a certain degree of autonomy. Current robots are mostly pre-programmed. They do not need to understand situations and they cannot understand situations. They are either made for industrial purposes, where they operate in an environment where humans are not allowed to be, and a strictly controlled environment, or they are constructed in the way that they are mostly harmless, like toy or hoovering robots. Autonomous cars can be seen as robots that have a certain degree of traffic situation understanding. However, they are not working in all situations yet. We do not need to be worried about robots that make their own decisions. This makes them useful. The important thing is that they make the right decisions. And for that, they need to understand us and they need to interpret our wishes correctly and understand how to fulfill our wishes in the best possible way. Autonomous robots play an important role in spaceflight. For example, if we send a robot to Mars, there is a communication delay. It takes between 6 minutes and 44 minutes for signals from Earth to reach Mars and vice versa. And therefore, the robots on Mars must be at least partially autonomous. We send a very abstract wish to the robot, what we want the robot to do, and the robot can decide how to do it, which concrete route, which concrete movements to take to reach a certain goal. Otherwise, we would mostly wait for the robot. The current NASA Mars mission has a rover and an autonomous helicopter robot, Ingenuity. So there is no need to be afraid of autonomous robots. Autonomy is very positive if the robot understands our wishes correctly. Don't forget to subscribe, and I appreciate if you leave a comment. Thank you for watching and listening, and see you soon.